Today we have Captain Tina and Chef Elena, currently chartering in the BVI on the sailing catamaran Serenity. You may have seen this yacht featured on Living in Yellow. We discuss proposals, Italian food, and letting go of the past. This is Stephanie Lowrey, and you're listening to the Songs in the Sails podcast. Beginning, how are you guys today?
I'm good.
Good.
Very, very good.
Good. All right, Tina, you're in the BVI, and Elena, you're in the Bahamas, right?
Correct.
Yes. When is your next charter coming up?
We have a really nice gap. We have 15th of February is our next charter.
Very cool. All right, so let's talk about you guys. What did you do before you were in the chartering industry?
I don't even remember.
But you're so young.
I know. Yes, I think that was actually my first normal job, let's say, after my college. I was in university.
Yeah.
And my last year of my university, I started doing this job. And that's it.
Yeah.
I tried it. It was just like a trial thing
Mm-hmm.
to give it a try. And then once you try it, it's so hard to start doing something else.
And you've been doing it for what, 4 years now?
Me? No, this is my 9th season.
Oh, your 9th season. Okay. Where did you start? In the British Virgin Islands?
No, I started in Croatia. I'm a Croatian.
Yeah. Okay.
And I started sailing at my university. It was part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. And then at that time, I was a ski instructor at the same time. And a lot of ski instructors in Croatia are also captains because it's a seasonal job.
Mm.
So everybody was saying, like, Tina, give it a try to be a captain, just for fun. And then I got an opportunity to catch one, to go on some course. And yeah, as I said, I tried it. I liked it. 9 years later, here I am.
Yes, yes. Very cool. What about you, Elena?
For me, it's I changed completely job. Before I was working on the internet. I was doing marketing and content for websites. So in an office, normal job, normal life. And then I start traveling. And by coincidence, I was in New Zealand and I met some people at the top of the North Island. The people, they were trying to cross the ocean and go to the islands. And they were looking for people helping them just to do the crossing on a sailboat. I never been on a sailboat before. And I say, okay, why not? I will try. I started like that. I loved it. And I start sailing more and more. And then I learned that this could be a job, but whoever I was on a boat with, they were appreciating much more my food than not my sailing capacity, let's say.
Right.
And so I say, also, I'm Italian originally, and we Italian all have a lot of, experience with food, or we love food. So that was sort of natural. I thought this could be a nice job. I loved cooking. And then I start doing professionally. And then when I went back and I said this could be really my profession, then I went to chef school in Barcelona, where I normally live.
Mm.
And that was like really an inspiration. That was amazing. I really found my call, the job that I love in life. And then from that moment on, I start being chef on yacht. That was 5 years ago.
Very cool. What is your favorite meal to cook?
So I love doing mousse au chocolat, chocolate mousse, which is really, it requires time and mixing things properly, and I like it. It's a very good recipe. But what I see, and people like it too, but what I see is they really like traditional Italian cuisine. So when I see a traditional recipe, which I maybe learn from a friend or from family, everybody likes it really much, including Tina, by the way. She loves my eggplant parmesan. And so I think my Italian roots are very important for this job.
Right, right. What is your favorite meal that she cooks? Was it the one she said, Tina, or is there something else that you love?
Yes, definitely the eggplant dish is amazing. I love it. Every time when I see it, I'm like a little kid. Yay!
Yeah.
Plus all the desserts. I'm a big sweet tooth, so.
Yeah. It sounds yummy. Okay. What is your favorite chartering destination, Tina?
Do you mean by countries or islands?
Country, islands, whatever. What is your favorite? What is your favorite place to be when you're chartering?
I'd sailed Turkey, Greece, Croatia, and Caribbean, obviously. Everything has something. I cannot say this is my favorite, because every place has something that it's amazing, and I'm always gonna miss that part of it. For example, Croatia has a beautiful sea, beautiful clear water. Nature is absolutely amazing, but it's very busy. What I like in the Caribbean, that everything is like calm, relaxed. You don't have to rush anywhere. You're not like on a schedule, timing all the time. So love it all.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Elena?
Yeah, it's very similar. I always worked in the Mediterranean, and it's very busy. So it's beautiful, but it's very busy. There are boats everywhere. While in the Caribbean, it's really nice to explore because it's never crowded. I agree
You guys
with
don't.
Tina. This is the best characteristic here.
You guys don't feel like it's oversaturated right now with all of the boats coming into the BVI? No. Interesting.
Not compared to Mediterranean.
I mean, if we're talking about the sailing area, for example, in Croatia, a lot of times when you're entering the bay and you see there is one buoy left and 3 boats coming in, you put that throttle to the maximum. So this is never going to happen here. You have a bay, you have plenty of space to anchor, to moor a boat. So in that sense, definitely not. It's not too crowded, plenty of space for everyone.
Right. All right. Well, what is your favorite dive or snorkel spot?
My favorite snorkel spot would be Diamond Reef, which is located just off the Scrub Island. It is pretty shallow. It is like 6 feet deep water, full of coral reefs. Unfortunately, every year there is less and less coral reefs here and everywhere in the world, actually. And this part, you can see it from very close. It's very shallow, so you can approach it very closely. You can see it. It's very rich. So it's just beautiful. For dive spot, I would still put the Wreck of the Rhone.
Yeah, right? Isn't that right? Yeah. I'm like, I think that's right. It was my first dive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful. When did you dive? When did you dive it?
2007.
Was it before
16? Irma? Oh yeah, I've been on that dive site before and after Irma. Yeah.
Oh, and did you see the difference?
No, I felt like I was just caught up in the fact that I was diving again, that I was excited. I was like a schoolgirl. Although the difference is the first time I dove, because it was literally my first dive, I could only go so far down, right? So I could only go to the propeller or the prop or the propeller, whatever that is. And then the next time I went even further, right? So I did 2 different parts. So it was hard for me to really compare, if I'm honest. Plus, I'm like a giddy schoolgirl sometimes. I'm like so excited that kind of oblivious to things like that because I'm just excited. I'm like, I'm diving. I haven't done this in a while. So anyway, so that's your favorite dive site?
That is my, yes, that's my favorite because it has a story. It has the whole a story about it. It's very interesting. It's every year more and more life is coming to corals are growing on it. A lot of fishes are coming. It looks just beautiful. Yeah.
Right. I do have a question then. With it being that is maybe one of the more healthier sites in the BVI. Do you feel like the artificial structures that Beyond the Reef are creating are growing and are healthy as well? Or what is your opinion?
Yes, you can see every structure they put in, it attracts the fishes and marine life, definitely.
Right. Very cool. So it's helping, because there is so much of the coral that's just washed out, like very white, bleached, like in a lot of sections.
Yes, and I haven't been here before Irma, so I cannot compare by myself. But what I heard about other captains that they're here a bit longer, I've dove some place which is like completely dead, just the rocks, and they told me before Irma that it was a beautiful snorkeling place. For example, they dropped the guests in one point, and they were drifting with the current for like half of a mile, and then they picked them up on the other spot. And I went there like rock, nothing else, and they said Irma completely destroyed it, which is very sad.
Yeah. Actually, the portion of the Rhone that's further down, it didn't collapse. I had heard originally that it had, but I don't think it did. You can still swim through, right? Or
yeah, what Irma done is she moved the whole piece for another 60 feet. So it is a little bit different now, and a little bit in a little bit deeper water, but it's still there. We're still
Gotcha.
diving and
right. It's amazing what nature can do. Really, to move that huge ship 60 feet. It is scary.
Okay, and it's on a depth of 60 feet, so it's not shallow.
No, it's not at all. That was actually the first place I got a reverse block too, because I was, I guess, breathing so heavily, and then I started going up, and then I was trying to go back down, and it was awful. Absolutely awful. Anyway, what was your favorite dive spot, Elena?
My favorite dive spot, I haven't yet had the chance to dive in the BVI. So my favorite spots are somewhere else in the world. Is it relevant?
Yes, please share. Please share. Yes.
Okay. So one of the most amazing was in Indonesia. It's called Raja Ampat. It's a part of Indonesia, which is Papua New Guinea. And it's one of the most extraordinary places in the world for diving. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fish. It was incredible. And then another one very special was Fiji with sharks. A shark dive with Fiji that was impressive as well. So,
what kind of shark?
Bull shark, gray shark. Oh, wow. It was a lemon shark. It was all together. They were feed them. They had been fed by some divers, and we were behind the rock just seeing them going around. And of course, together with the sharks, there were all the other fish that were getting the rest of the food, right?
Right.
So it was a spectacular dive.
And you were out there free without a cage kind of thing?
You are. You're just behind the rock, and behind you there are other divers. So there are two divers involved feeding the sharks, and then you are behind them, behind the rock, and then behind you there are two more divers with big sticks, and these are supposed to be your defense against the sharks. Like obviously the stick, anything, but we trusted. Rightly so, the fact that they have so much food because they've been fed in that moment, that the last thing they want is a human being, you know, they have a lot of food. So you are not interesting for them, likely, but it's really a spectacular dive. Yeah, amazing.
Very cool. Okay, what is your favorite activity on charter?
Activity? You mean for the guest, or what they do?
Yeah, what do you like to do with the guests?
With the guests. That is part of this kind of charter. I worked before on their boat, bigger boat, when there is much less interaction with guests. And it's one of the reasons why I choose to be on a smaller yacht, because it's a very close interaction. Every day you speak to them, you live with them actually on the boat. And so what I like is the part in which there is a conversation, you get to know the guest, and it's very natural. It comes, sometimes it happens at breakfast with the first coffee, sometimes with cocktails and appetizers. It's sort of meeting new people every week. It's very interesting to me. Speaking to new people, knowing new stories, that's part. It's, to me, it's very interesting.
Very good. What about you, Tina?
I'm just thinking about it, and once again, I like the variety of it. Definitely what Elena said, have that spontaneous talk. You just start chatting about something, and then they open up, they share their stories. I always like to say that from every guest, from every charter, you can learn something new. So I'm like a sponge, just like soaking everything up. So we can have a really nice conversations, even a deep one. It's really valuable. On the other hand, spontaneous laughs with them. They start joking. We start joking, interacting. It could be so much fun. Also, sometimes we go on land with them, do some tours, and it's just that experience with them could be so much fun.
Right. Very good. Well, I know your charters are successful and people do love you. So how many seasons have you guys chartered together? Is this your first one? Yes. But I know that everyone loves you, Tina. Like, I hear about it actually from other brokers, that people have a really great time with you. And you've saved many charters. So, what is your favorite charter memory?
My favorite. Oh, Elena, you go first. I need to think about it.
Well, we had very recently, like speaking on this last season, we had a special New Year's Eve event for this family that wanted to do something special for New Year's Eve. Tina organized a bonfire on the beach. And then we organized the fact that every member of the family could write on a piece of paper. We gave them like a special paper with a special pen to write something that they wanted to let go from the past year and something that they wish to have in the new year just starting. And then there was a sort of a mini ceremony, which is writing down this and then burning the paper. And when you burn the paper, you wish that this becomes true. And they invite, at the end of this, they invite us to do the same. So we actually participate and had to do the same. And that was very emotional and very interesting.
Right. That sounds, yeah. That's cool. Was that your idea or theirs?
A mix, let's say. They wanted something special. And I got the idea. Me and Tina, actually, together, we had the idea of the paper. I lived in the past, I lived in Bali for 2 years. And there is a lot of this kind of rituals or ceremony, or people trying to, to go in deep in their own emotional part. And so some ideas can come from there.
Very neat. All right. What about you, Tina?
It's a hard question. I'm gonna say the first thing what came to my mind is last season. It was end of a season. After the whole season, we had a really busy season. I was a little bit tired, and I got a new guest, 8 of them, and they came like a bomb of happiness. For 7 days. They were interacting with us a lot. They wanted to be they wanted us to be involved in everything, in games, in talks, in evening drinks, in literally everything. And they were so much fun. I was laughing with them so much. We made so many jokes that very, very often I actually think about them, and it just came to my mind what I told them and what they told me at that time. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell that to the world. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And very often they text me on Facebook saying that they miss me and they miss Caribbean, obviously. So just like I would say moments like that when you have so much fun with somebody.
Right.
Yeah, and actually with a lot of we become friends. Every time when I
Right.
come here, they called me. I even went to California, and I dropped them a message like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and they're like, "Perfect, you're close. I'm gonna pick you up. Let's go for a drink, whatever."
Yeah.
So I would say things like that.
Very good. The connections you make with guests are really important, and it helps the charter go well. The boat can be, in mint condition, but if you guys aren't tip top, then it could be a bust. So it really goes to show how good you guys are at what you do too. Because you said you weren't feeling it, but you still connected with them, and it was wonderful, and it was really good for you too.
Yes, there is a plenty of Balis, especially this year in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And when the guests book a boat, Bali is a beautiful boat to book because of its layout. But there
Yeah.
is 30 different Balis. The cruise, the one
Right.
actually that stand up and make your holiday better or worse.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Okay, what is unique or interesting about you guys as a crew, or you ladies as a crew? Sorry, habit. I call everybody you guys. What about you,
I think you just
Oh,
I think you just say that we are a all-female crew,
Yeah.
and we are very proud of it.
Yeah. Is that what you think too, Tina?
Definitely. I think there is something in it, and we actually hear that from the guests very, very often. I think also it matters that we are both from Mediterranean. Number one, really good. Number two, we are used to a high tempo.
Right.
Like I don't want to say stress in the Mediterranean, but just mix over the cultures. We bring something from there, we take something from the Caribbean, and then mixture of everything. I think makes it a good combination.
Very good. I like that. What is your craziest guest story? Or if you would prefer, you can give me your craziest broker story. If you'd rather not throw your guests under, you're welcome to throw a broker. You don't have to say a name. You can just say whatever. I would say tread lightly.
I have a lot. I will try to answer without answering.
So do you have a lot of crazy guest
definitely.
stories or crazy broker stories?
Oh no, guest stories.
Okay,
guest stories. Brokers are okay. Brokers are really okay. We don't have problems with them. They mostly understand us. It's fine. The guests are the one who makes it fun. Definitely. Can you imagine every week I have 8 people for 9 years? How many different people live with me for a week?
Right.
Definitely. I don't even know where to start. I was definitely proposed a few times. I received love letters. I received even one girl was very much into me. I was being offered to move in another country, to be a Hollywood wife, to be a lot of things.
Wow.
I'll just leave it on that.
That's interesting. I don't think anyone has said that yet, but I guess it's probably pretty common. I mean, I could see that happening, but when you're really good at what you do, they want to take you with them.
I mean, probably most of the crew are couples. So
yeah, that's true.
Probably the guys are they're behaving probably, in front of the boyfriend.
Right.
And, yeah. Elena is happy to get rid of me, so she's like, take her.
No. All right. What about you, Elena?
So yeah, I also received offers like, would you like to come and be our private chef at home? Like this is like quite cool. But yeah, no, but I have a crazy story. Yes, but it's not from this season. It's from the the Mediterranean. We were in France, and we had only 2 guests on board on a bigger yacht. We had 2 guests on board, and these 2 guests were very much foodies. And they realized that I was going and buy the fish at the market, fresh market in the morning, which is like amazing fresh market in France. Can you imagine? And they say, oh no, we only want to, she's laughing because she knows the story. We only want to have fish which is just caught, got in the sea. And so the captain say, okay, we'll try that. I was like, really? I say, no, we'll try that. And then we start going around with the boat, and we actually find a fishing boat. But this fishing boat was a modern fishing boat, like a motorboat, super cool, super sleek. And they actually just caught some fish, and they were willing to sell to us. And so we got this couple and say, oh, look, we can buy this fish and I will cook it for you for sure today. Yeah. And they say, oh, no, this is not what we had in mind. Because they had in mind like an old style fishing boat, like it was not enough picturesque, let's say, or rundown.
Yeah.
You know, to
yes. So they said no?
Imagining, they said no.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was not, I guess, a beard fisherman in an old vessel.
They probably wanted their picture with them too, right? So
I don't know. But the fact is they were not interested anymore in fresh fish at that point. And so we just keep going with beautiful fish in the market, of course. I think it was amazing. But that was really funny for me. Like, oh my God.
That is funny. Very good. Well, do you guys have anything you want to add? We could do the ones what is your biggest challenge as a crew? Do you have challenges that you feel like as a female crew? Like I know that I know you're probably perfectly capable, but some people think, as a female, like what can't you do? Do you feel like you have limitations, or you've got it and everything's, fine?
Definitely. Sometimes when the guests are swimming around, it's like super hot on a boat. You've done mostly what you need to do. You have 5-minute break, and that sea looks absolutely amazing, beautiful turquoise, and it's calling your name. So you want to jump for 3 minutes, have a little, refresh yourself, and then go back to work. And I would say this is the biggest challenge, because I don't feel comfortable in putting the bathing suit on, in front of the guests, because they're all couples over there. So I think I would say the biggest challenge for me is balancing with, of course, be nice, polite, warm towards them. On the other hand, not them to understood wrong that I'm not trying to, hit the husbands, or I'm not trying to flirt or whatever.
Right.
I would say this is the biggest. I definitely don't want to make anybody jealous, don't want to do anything, but it is a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Yeah. What about you, Elena?
It's part of my job, and I know it is, but it's really hard to cook every time in the heat, because of course the galley is open in a catamaran, in a Bali 48. The galley it's open, which is beautiful because it's really nice setting. But in order to be able to work with the stove, you need to close door and windows, so the breeze that would come into the boat wouldn't go well with the cooking, because you need the fire from the stove to be at the maximum, right? And so I need to keep everything closed, and I need to be always sweating in the heat. That is one. And number two, the catamaran is always moving a little bit, just a little bit, but it's always moving. And this is a challenge when you're cooking, when you're plating, when you try to do something, it's always moving. I mean, it's part of the job, of course. I know it's part of the job, but this is like maybe a dream, like a permanent aircon and a stable boat, which doesn't exist.
Right.
That would help a lot.
Right. Do you do a lot of prep work so that you don't have to stay in the kitchen, or a lot of yours? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I do. I think I would say the prep is the most important part of my job.
Yeah. To help you be successful. Gotcha.
Very important. very important. So when you're cooking in the last part, which is the cooking and the plating before guests, there is always something going on. Maybe a guest come there and ask something, or something is happening, or we need to moor or to do some, go help Tina with the boat. I help very little things, but sometimes it's necessary. So the more everything is prepared, and the better, because there is always something going on the moment when you need to be.
Right, when you have somewhere else to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think I have one more question. I was going to ask you, what does your day look like as a captain and a chef?
So in the morning, we wake up around 6:37. Depends really on the guest and their preferences, when they're waking up and what time they would like to have a breakfast. Once they are all up, of course, Elena is in the kitchen already 100% fully into the food. I usually do the coffees in the morning chat, while Elena is preparing the food. Then we have a breakfast. And after the breakfast, we set the sails up to our next destination. We usually often stop somewhere for a lunch and for some snorkeling spots or some water sports activities. And after the lunch and after the 5 o'clock cocktails, there are actually cocktails all day long.
Yes.
We continue our traveling to the final destination, where we moor for the night. And then in the evening, usually either they go on shore, explore the restaurants, or if they just like to chill on a boat, have some appetizers while Elena is preparing the dinner. We usually do the sunset view on a fly bridge. And then after the dinner, they're just enjoying watching stars, listening to the music. It's really, every day is a little bit different.
Right.
But yes, a lot of sailing, a lot of snorkeling, a lot of laughs, music, a lot of cocktails. I become pretty good at the cocktails, so that's my main thing now.
Very good. What about you, Elena?
My whole day is spent in the galley because, as Tina said, we start very early before they wake up. That's a golden hour for me, because I can work without anybody else around. So it's the time I can really prepare a lot of stuff. And then breakfast, I would say maybe breakfast and dinner are the most important meals on board. The breakfast is big. We try to provide some variety, something, so there is a lot to do. And once breakfast is finished, it's already preparing, and then already preparing appetizers, and then preparing dinner. There is a good teamwork here, because as Tina said, she's amazing in doing cocktails. So I just do some appetizers, she make the cocktails, and everything is good. A little more formal, it's 3-course meal. So everybody sits and plate it, and it's sort of the nice meal of the day. They enjoy that, and then they enjoy the rest of the day. Something that we do some maybe special night, like since I'm from Spain, I'm Italian, but I live in Spain. We do like a Spanish night. So Tina makes sangria, and I do tapas, and we do like a special night like that. We change every time, also according to the preferences of the guests. We ask before what they like, what they don't like, and according to that, we do our meals.
Very good. It sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't been on charter in a while. I guess it's been about a year. I miss it. Well, thank you for coming on. I really enjoyed talking with you too. I missed you at the boat show this year, but I heard it was fantastic. So hopefully we'll get to meet in person this next year, or well, this fall, I guess.
Yes, definitely. And thank you so much for inviting us.
Yes, of course. Thank you for tuning in to the Songs in the Sails podcast. We thrive because of listeners and viewers like you. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave us a review. If you have comments and questions, please send us an email, YachtCharters@songsinthesails.com. Now, come sail away.